We live. Test. We live. We live right now. Reporting live from the gutter. Yeah. Ooh, let me move this over. How y'all doing? It's been a minute. But we live. Gonna go get some water real quick. BRB. What's good, Beast? Hold on, let me get some water. I'll be back. Drink water. Yes. Live in full effect, man. How y'all doing? Well, this is it's been about 2-3 weeks. How you doing? Y'all doing good? Right? Yeah, y'all forgot what I said in the last video when I said that I was gonna have like some video on free agency, right? About that. So you guys see the hat right now. I got, you guys can't see it. Let me get closer to it. It says focus. Final Four. So pretty much where I've been the past 2 weeks. I've actually had the great opportunity to cover some of the March Madness games thanks to my school for making the tournament. My school went to the conference tournament. We ended up winning that. And then after we won the conference tournament, we got an automatic bid in the NCAA tournament. And so that's where I've been the past 2 weeks, man. That's why you haven't seen any videos. You haven't really been seeing me on Twitter that much. But I just been busy, man. I really want to do a video on free agency before it started. I probably will have to. I'm gonna have to do a draft video because I didn't give you guys a free agency video. But I just been busy, man. March Madness, man. It was a great experience. If you guys want to hear more about it, I'll probably talk more about it, like maybe in a random video, or I might just just talk about it on Twitter. But March Madness, it was a great experience to be in that tournament and everything. Shout out to B, shout out to everybody in the stream. But without further ado, man, I know I've been gone for a minute, and everybody's trying to figure out where I've been with the news. Let's get into it. So, New England Patriots, man, and shout out to B Smoke, first one in here. He said the Patriots are not even doing anything this offseason. Well, that's somewhat true, and yes and no. So, if you look at what we're doing this year, and I'm going to let me share my screen real quick. I'm gonna share my screen for a quick second. Screen share. But yeah, it was all right, here we go. All right. So if you guys look at the screen, you guys see the Patriots free agency tracker for this year. You guys know that we signed Rex Burkhead, Nate Ebner. He's pretty much coming back, even though he's coming off an injury. He should be good to go. Brandon King, a special teamer that doesn't play that much, he's coming back. And Brandon Bolden, who's just going to be an extra running back, a special teamer for like a 1-2 year deal, he's going to go. Now, look at the departures, man. We're losing Danny Amendola. We're losing Johnson Batamosi from this year. Part of the reason why I heard was because he was a healthy scratch in the division round, even though he kind of stepped up when early in the season. When we was going through injuries with the Stephon Gilmore was injured, and then we had other guys who was injured. Batamosi and Jonathan Joe stepped up, but he's gone. Malcolm Butler, he's gone. Really wish we would have signed him, but as you already know, we know how that Malcolm Butler situation was going to handle. Deion Lewis as running back, he's gone. I wasn't really shocked that he left, that we didn't resign him, but I really want us to resign him because you guys know how I felt about Neon Deion. I feel like he's our best running back. He was our best running back, and I just felt like he gave a spark that we definitely needed. Nate Solder, he left for Giants. Now, reportedly, when I saw the contract, I was like, oh yeah, we wasn't paying that. But reportedly said that we tried to offer them the same amount. I feel like what it was maybe off the field issues because you guys know Nate Solder's son, he's going through, I believe, if he's going through, has cancer. And so maybe, that is definitely a factor for the best medical facilities. And also, I feel like the guaranteed dollars just wasn't there for us that we gave him because we only have about $20 million cap this year. And so that's that. As you guys see the unsigned free agents, we got Cameron Fleming. I'm pretty sure him and or Waddle will return, being that we don't have Solder. James Harrison, he's looking to return. Matthew Slater, I'm pretty sure he's going to return, man. He's one of those guys, just a Patriot for life. Ricky John Francois, I mean, we cut him like it ain't nothing. He might return. And Marquise Flowers, I think he's going to return. So that's that. I just feel like that all these moves, man, and just the way people think that we are handling this year, we're not doing anything. Pretty much what we'll probably end up doing is taking over free agency right now in terms of we're going to start going to guys like we have a Jeremy Hill, who had a lot of potential coming out of LSU. Shout out to LSU. He had a lot of potential coming out of LSU. It was him, Giovanni Bernard. He couldn't really get it going in Cincinnati. So maybe he comes to New England, he gets it done. We still have Gillislee, Brandon Bolden's come back. We have Rex Burkhead come back, and James White. So I feel like the odd man out will have to be Gillislee. I feel like maybe the Patriots just might take the hit, let Gillislee go, or they might give him another chance, or maybe they're just bringing Jeremy Hill in, just to see how he's looking. Because I feel like our running backs going into next year is definitely Rex Burkhead, James White, Sweet Feet, and Brandon Bolden, but he's more so like a special team kind of guy, so he doesn't really count as a running back, but I feel like he's going to be there. So the answer why I feel like, well, Malcolm Butler, we knew let's talk about the departures. Malcolm Butler, we knew that he was going to go. We knew that, especially after that Super Bowl thing, because going up to end this year, like I said, I talked to some of the Patriot reporters. They were saying it's a slim chance to, like a 15, 20% chance that he comes and he signs with the Patriots. But him going to the Titans, signing a 5-year, $61 million deal with more than about $30 million, but guaranteed, man. So let's look at the Tennessee Titans cornerbacks, man. They're looking pretty nice, man, if I say so myself. So as you guys know, Logan Ryan, he went to Tennessee I think a year or two ago. And then you have what was the boy's name? Adoree Jackson, who was their rookie last year. He's stepping up. So they're shaping up to have a lot of great corners. Maybe have Butler or Dory in the slot, have Logan Ryan on one of the outsides. And so it's looking like that they're going to have a good secondary, man. And speaking of Titans, Deion Lewis signs with the Titans. It kind of gives them a speed back, a scat back that they don't have. As you know, they get rid of DeMarco Murray because he was kind of looking like washed up. They're going to give Derrick Henry more of the load. And I feel like what's going to happen is Derrick Henry, he's going to be like their main back, their power back, and they're going to bring Deion Lewis in like on third downs when they need a pass play or something. But Deion Lewis, man, he showed this past year that he can ball. He can potentially start in a committee kind of role, like he can be the lead back in the committee. But I feel like when you have Derrick Henry, you're going to have that bruising back that's going to get you to tough yards. Then you bring in Deion Lewis in, who kind of, can be a little shifty, catch out the backfield. This nigga's going to help Marcus Mariota a lot, having that weapon coming out of the backfield, because we saw what he can do. And let's talk about Danny Amendola, man. Nothing but love for Dola, especially against the Jaguars. He stepped up, especially this year with Edelman being out. He definitely stepped up into the role where he was projected to be when he first got here. Because remember, after number 83 left to Denver, we brought in Danny Amendola to replace him. However, Edelman stepped up and took that role and ran with it. And Amendola, injuries was a part of it. Just kind of fell back into with his role. And yes, and man, in the past couple of years, he's taken pay cuts to stay with us. Because remember, we signed like a 5-year, $25 million deal, something like that. And of course, obviously, he wasn't going to get that the way he was playing injury, and he wasn't active in the offense. And so he taking pay cuts, and now he's kind of cashing a little bit on his Super Bowl success, on his success in New England. And I'm pretty sure it's a 2-year deal. I think it's like about a $9-10 million deal. The numbers haven't really came out that I've seen. But I think it's more so about the guaranteed dollars. And then Badamosi, man, I mean, he was just another corner, but he stepped up big when we had injuries, him and Jonathan Jones, but he's gone. And Nate Solder, man, left for the Giants, like I said earlier. He becomes the highest paid offensive tackle. I think either offensive tackle or offensive lineman. I believe it's one of those two, but he's one of the highest paid linemen in the NFL, man. Again, all those guys that have leaving us, man, that have left us, I've said on Twitter each time I've seen it, thank you to all of them. Thanks to Nate Solder, man, for stepping up, man. Again, I'm praying for his kid. I hope his kid beats this cancer, man. I hope he does well. Nate Solder, Malcolm Butler, man. Again, I've been on the record the whole time. Pay Malcolm Butler. He should have got paid. He should have been paid. And if you look at the contract, let's actually compare the contracts to Stephon Gilmore. I believe I know Stephon Gilmore's deal is was more than what Malcolm Butler just got. So let's compare these two deals. Stephon Gilmore got a 5-year, $65 million deal with 40 mil guaranteed. 5 years, 40 mil guaranteed. Malcolm Butler got a 5-year, $61 million deal with 30 mil guaranteed. So only a 4 mil difference, but the majority of that, the big factor is that guaranteed dollars. So even though Gilmore's contract is worth $4 more million, but he's going to get $10 more million in guaranteed, man. So again, thank you, Malcolm Butler, for everything you've done. Thank you, Nate Solder, for everything you've done. Thank you, Danny Amendola. Dola, thank you for everything that you've done. I said this on Twitter, but just in case, YouTube people have to follow me there on Twitter, which you should be following me. And then Neon Dion, man, I gave you the nickname. I don't know if anybody else called you that, but I gave you that nickname, Neon Dion, because you were a spark for us, man. You was a dog. Came from Philly. Philly didn't want you. Then the Browns got you. They didn't want you. We traded for you. And we went through like a 2-season stretch, man, where we went like 16-0 when you was on the field, man. One of my favorite running backs that we had. One of my favorite players that we've had, man. I really hope that we would have re-signed him. And again, I understand we run a factory in New England when it comes to running backs. Like 3 years, and then that's it, man. But it was something about Deion Lewis's heart, his passion, just the way he was on the field, just the spark plug that he got, that I still just can't believe that we couldn't re-sign him. And again, I understand a business is a business, but Neon Dion was that big spark plug that helped us out. So again, shout out to Deion Lewis, man. No, wish nothing but these guys the best. Their new teams. Dola, when we face them against the Dolphins, of course I'm gonna root against them. When we face the Titans, of course I'm gonna root against Butler and Deion Lewis, man. But listen, man, especially Titan fans, man, show out, especially him. I already talked to him about this on Twitter, man. Shout out to show out all the Titan fans. I gotta get close to the mic for this one. If I see any Malcolm Butler and especially Deion Lewis slander, I'm pulling up. That's all I gotta say, man. Ain't no slander. No, if I see any Deion Lewis slander at all from Titan fans, I'm pulling up, bro. We ain't about to slander Deion Lewis, not him or Malcolm Butler. We ain't about to, nah. We ain't about to slander none of these guys. Let me look at the chat real quick. Shout out to people coming through. Nate, you stupid. Burfict got suspended for 4 games. It was new. Bill needs to get it together. He's not good right now. Belichick made a mess. Now he has to clean it up. Yes, Sydney. Rexburg is our starting back. Yeah, but we kind of run a back by committee. It kind of varies throughout. But let's talk about what Belichick's doing. So, again, all these guys leaving and people saying we're just sitting back and not doing anything. And I got the answers for y'all. Think about it. We were spoiled. When I say we were kind of spoiled last year. Remember last year I had a lot of news videos to make. I'm talking about like every signing I had a news video to make. Like Stephon, and I could have probably made a video for every time the opposite way with people leaving us, but I didn't have time. Remember last year, first day free agency, Stephon Gilmore signs with us. Oh my goodness. Brandon Cooks might get traded. We might trade Michael Butler. Like we were so going ham in free agency. We were trading picks. We traded first-round picks. When have the Patriots traded first-round picks? There's only been one time where we traded first-round picks to go up in the draft or to make a big move, and that was when we got Chandler Jones and Dante Hightower in the first round. We traded up to get them. But when you think about it, though, we usually trade back. We usually fall back in free agency. So last year we took the all-in approach. Hey, we're going to trade a first-round pick for Brandon Cooks. Hey, we're going to get Stephon Gilmore, pay him all this money. We're going to, get trade for Coney Ely. We're going to give her our first 2 rounds, essentially, and try to go all in. And, I wouldn't say it backfired, but, that's not really us. I feel like what we do best is we find the diamonds in the rough, and we just have the guys who fit our scheme, fit our system, and they're going to come in and step up. So I feel like this year we're taking a fallback approach. Again, we only have about $20 million in cap. Shout out to Pat's Cap has been keeping up with it on Twitter. But I feel like we went all in last year. Feel like we're falling back this year. We're going to get value guys, key guys. I saw people who said we look in the draft. We desperately need a linebacker. We know we have to get a linebacker. Or once they get a wide receiver, but we're not good at drafting wide receivers, so can't even say get that. But we're going to need linebackers. We're going to need a left tackle, and probably get a quarterback. So where this all stands is feel like that we're going to get a linebacker. James Harrison, he returns. That's cool. But we're going to need a younger guy, especially a middle linebacker with the way Dante Hightower is playing. In terms of he's injury prone. Our wide receivers going next year is Brandon Cooks, Edelman. Hopefully he returns. Gronkowski, he's coming back. We might get another tight end. But the way we're doing is, and I'm about to get into it, Sue. We're going to need some defensive line help too, man. We need a guy. Ever since we lost Wilford, we really haven't had a defensive tackle that we can rely on in terms of stopping the run and just clogging up the middle. And I think Ndamukong Suh, and that's one of the reasons why we didn't re-sign Danny Amendola, because we was trying to get Ndamukong Suh. So we get Ndamukong Suh, man. I feel like that's going to be good, but he's going to have to change, man. That's the thing. Those type of people who come in, they're going to have to change, man. They're going to have to follow the Patriot way. He's going to have to take a pay cut. He's probably going to be a 1 or 2 year deal, probably about $5-6 million a year. But I feel like we can get Ndamukong Suh. I feel like that's going to help us out a lot, because Ndamukong Suh, even though he was in Miami and, he might not have gotten the big name as he did in Detroit, he was still a beast. He was still a monster in Miami, man. So we get Ndamukong Suh. That'll be fine. But, yeah, basically all these re-signings, man, I felt like Dion Lewis, we could have re-signed Dion Lewis. I knew Malcolm Butler wasn't going to come back, even if we offered him a contract. Danny Amendola, that was more so of a cash-in thing. He's been injury-prone. He wants to guarantee dollars. I get that. I understand that completely. Nate Solder, it's kind of hard to imagine the Patriots would pay a guy that much money, when I feel like they think they could draft somebody, because they just bring in so many guys, and 9 times out of 10, they plug in and they fit right in there with the scheme. But yeah, man, with Burfict, speaking of Burfict, because I see all y'all talking in the conversation, I really don't like Burfict that much. I feel like he is a dirty player. Some of it is because it's just his name, but sometimes he's a dirty player, man. And it's for PEDs. Wow. That's crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much all I really have to say, man, about these things. I can't even talk about it on Twitter, man. We're gonna have to replace other news besides just signing people. Let's talk about these trades, man. Let's talk about these trades. We got Danny Shelton from the Browns, and also from the Browns, we got Jason McCourty in 2 different trades. So the McCourty twins are finally playing together. This has been inevitable for like the past 2-3 years, ever since McCourty was with the Titans, that we potentially try to get McCourty in a trade with them. Maybe free agency was going to try to get him. It's just been talk about having Jason McCourty and Devin McCourty play together in New England or wherever for the longest, and it finally happened. I'm not saying Jason McCourty is just great corner. He's pretty decent. I feel like he's going to plug in, play decent in the system. I don't think he's the same talent level of Malcolm Butler. I don't think he can give the same production to Malcolm Butler. I could be wrong. Maybe he could do better. But the thing with Malcolm Butler, and this is no slander towards him, this is just one thing that I noticed this year was he's a great cornerback. He was an All-Pro 2 years ago. He's a great cornerback, but he kind of has, and Patriot fans will remember this guy. He reminds me of Asante Samuel just a little bit in terms of he gambles a lot, and in terms of he tries to do more, and it kind of costs him, and it makes guys beat him a little bit. You know what I mean? Like he'll play good coverage, and sometimes he will just disregard what he has to do, try to make an extra play that doesn't need to happen, which causes him to give up a touchdown or a big play. Again, Malcolm Butler is one of the best cornerbacks at tackling football, which, again, I know people don't want to talk about that, but that's pretty huge, man, because if a guy gets on the outside, Butler can get off that block And instead of having a 10-yard game, it could be like a 4 or 5-yard game. But that's one of the things. He kind of has that little Asante Samuel Gamble-esque in Malcolm Butler. And that's kind of the reason why the Patriots kind of got upset with him. Similar to what Jamie Collins kind of did with us in terms of, not as badly, in terms of, Jamie Collins started disregarding his own and everything. He tried to do whatever he wanted to do because he felt like he was athletic enough to do that. And so I feel like that's what happened with Michael Butler, but I don't think Jason McCourty would do that. He's a consummate pro. Like I said, he's not that great of a corner. I'm sorry, in terms of like top 10, all that stuff, man. But he's a pretty solid corner. I feel like, again, in our scheme and our system, we'll probably play a lot more zone. Stephon Gilmore, man, you're gonna have to step up, man. Buffalo, you was the man. You was the man when you was in Buffalo in terms of you was at the number one corner. Now let's see how you're gonna react now. And albeit we're more so based on matchup, so that's how that works with there. But we'll see how Jason McCourty is. I feel like he might work the slot a little bit more than Eric Rowe, but we'll see. People wanted us to get Richard Sherman. I want to get Richard Sherman, but I figured it really wasn't going to happen, especially because we are already paying our secondary. In terms of secondary payment, we're like top 5, top 10 in paying secondary. So, and this was, I think, last year, or it's either last year going into this year, but we're top up there in terms of paying secondary. So figured that was going to happen. Jordy Nelson, I thought that would be a good fit. It was interest there, but he went to Oakland and he ain't looked back. Oakland was like, nah, we ain't letting him go, which is a crime how the Packers just cut bait with Jordy Nelson. But that's a story for another day. Speaking of which, later on today, in about 4 hours exactly, 6 o'clock Eastern time, you guys watch this at the stream, on my boy KDG channel, I'm going to leave the link down below. We are starting the new season of the Fade Podcast. Yes, trades, free agency, all that good stuff. Fade Podcast. Be sure, shameless plug. But, yeah, man, this is just kind of a fallback approach from last year. That's pretty much all I'm going to say with free agency. Last year, we was going left and right. We want this guy, this guy, this guy. Now it's just like, we going to chill. We going to fall back. We going to chill. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it in terms of the news. That's pretty much the answer, man. Everybody wondering what are we doing? We're just falling back, man. We just gonna now is when we're gonna pick up free agency. I'm telling you this right now. Like the first wave, the guys who in the bag, I'm talking about who getting paid. That first wave is pretty much over. That's over and done with. Now we're probably gonna, go get the cheap guys. I can see us potentially going after a Michael Crabtree, getting a bigger receiver. Even though we have Kenny Brown, I can see us going after Michael Crabtree though, man. I can see us going after some other linebackers, some defensive help, maybe even get another tight end potentially for the cheap. Maybe we do that in the draft. Again, I was high on Jake Butt last year, who would have been a first-round pick had it not torn his ACL in the bowl game for Michigan. He went to Denver. But yeah, this is gonna be interesting for agency, man. So expect more videos, guys. I'm officially home now. My March Madness is over. Unfortunately, am I happy? No, because I really enjoyed myself working in that field, man. That's really what I want to do. And I'll tell you guys right now, if I do make it into sports journalism field, which is what I'm trying to do, just know all of Pats Nation, everybody who supported me through this channel, man, I appreciate everything that y'all have done. Shout out to the loyal Patriot fans, and shout out to everybody who comes through for the stream, shares it with their friends, subscribes. Those who unsubscribe and like the video, just dislike the video, or do whatever, man. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man, for the video. Kind of talking for a little bit too long, and that's gonna be it. Follow me on Twitch, man, because I'm doing streams now. Video game streams. I started doing video games on this channel now. I switched it up to talk more NFL and stuff. But if you want to see video game streams, you want to see me play video games, hit me up on Twitch. Same thing, The Great Patriot. I have a new series. I started on YouTube. You can go look at the Michael Vick Project, Michael Vick Experience, however you want to call it. I started that and I stopped it, but I'm starting to back up. I started new over. And what I'm basically doing is, if you want to be a part of it, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to draft subscribers onto my team. You just got to come by on the stream. When I'm streaming, let me know the position you want and the build that you want, and you'll be on the Falcons team next year going into the draft, man. But yeah, NFL 2K5 stream, Michael Vick, the Falcons, probably will go up sometime today, maybe before the Fade Podcast, maybe after. Who knows? But again, like, subscribe, comment, all that great stuff. I get you on the next one, y'all. Peace.